Okay, boys and girls, how much trail does 12 hours of work from one individual produce? Let's check it out. So I'm standing on my small property here. We have an acre total, and considerably less than that, maybe 25%, is like kind of woods. So we've been clearing and taking out select trees and choosing how we want this area to grow up. We do want it to be kind of woody, but there's no sense it all being the same tree, or trees that are right next to each other aren't going to survive. So we pick the bigger one or whatever, and yeah, we call it out that way. Everything over here and over I've done in the last couple days, but everything this way and up was about 12 hours worth of work. So in the summer you could not see the garage from here, and this big tall tree there is a pear tree, and you couldn't even get to it, you couldn't even see it. So we have cleared out a ton of brush. Where am I getting at with all this? Well, today is a perfect example of the freeze thaw rain cycle and how it affects your trails. As you can see, it's a bit damp. It's a couple, like, I don't know, stages below hero dirt, like it's tacky, but it's sticking to the bottom of my shoe, which is not good. Which means if I was on a bike and in a more concentrated point, like a tire, and all my weight, I would be making ruts on this stuff. So now that you know that 12 hours of work equals 45 seconds of trail time on your bike, take that, package it up, put it in your brain, and have it live there rent-free for as long as you ride a mountain bike. Consider the amount of work it took for somebody to produce the thing you're enjoying. Treat it accordingly. Consider this season you're in and what part of the world that you live in. So in Tennessee, we're in Freeze Thaw Cycle, where it gets freezing at night, but then you'll be in a t-shirt by 4 p.m. and it'll do that for a month and a half or more. And so the trail won't get the opportunity to completely dry, so there'll be spots where it's mushy if you go in the afternoon. When you go in the morning, it'll be solid, and there will be bits of stuff in it, and you'll have plenty of grip. It's not like you're riding a bike on a frozen lake or anything. You're not ice skating. It'll be fine. You might be cold when you start, but I guarantee you'll lose a layer or two as you ride. It'll be fine. You'll like it. It's great. I do it. In the afternoon though, those low spots, the spots that were frozen, are now like kind of mushy mud, and you're gonna rut it out. And then when the rain starts happening in the spring, now those drains are all clogged up because you've created a low spot from you riding it in the mush. And now like water's coming in and it's not getting out of the trail. So the other thing to consider is your overall slope of the area that you plan on riding. So if there's a lot of like steep slopes, those trail systems are going to drain way better than the more mellow areas. And then consider soil type. If it's a rocky kind of place, rock doesn't retain moisture, so those places will be golden more often than not. If it's rocky and it's on a steep slope, win-win. Probably can ride there all the time. In the peak season, you'll have to deal with like canopy and exposure. Like is the trail out in the open, the sun's gonna get it, but also the rain's gonna get it. So it can get wet faster, it can also dry faster, just depending on how much one or the other happens. Canopy areas will stay wet if it's rained consistent days in a row. That's just kind of just how it goes. They might not get super saturated, but they might take longer to dry. just keep that in mind. You could experience all of these scenarios in one trail where you have rock, where you have all this stuff. And if there's like 1 or 2 spots where it's a little bit mushy, then it's probably time for somebody to clear a drain or 2. But if 45 seconds of your ride is muddy, get out, turn around, go home, play Scrabble. I don't know. It's not a biking day. That's fine. Just bike another day, or the time when you do, dedicate more time to it, ride extra long, whatever. Those are things to consider before you go wrecking somebody's hard work. We want you to have fun. That's why we do it. So we'd ideally like you to do it in top conditions though. So think about those things. I'm not going to hold your hand and tell you when you can ride or not, but I'd like you to ponder those things before you do. All right. Thanks for watching. Have fun out there.